Good morning, guys. Welcome back. I'm Jen. We're going to do a what I'm doing today video. But before we get started, I just want to say, oh my gosh, I was checking some comments this morning and I noticed on my channel I have 800 subscribers. Oh my God. Yesterday I had 801, but I know why the one unsubscribed, and it was because I don't know who this person is. Anyway, he sent me a comment. He put a comment on one of my videos. Then he sent me an email telling me he was this, expert, YouTube expert, blah, blah, blah. Don't know if it's true or not, whatever. He kept hounding me. When I replied back and told him I wasn't interested on Friday, I explained to him that I was sick, I wasn't feeling well, just wasn't interested, period, so forth. And you would think, okay, you tell them you're sick and you're not interested, they would leave you the heck alone. No. He told me I was doing things wrong because he claimed that I didn't have any views on any of my videos and that people weren't subscribing to me, blah, 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 blah. It went through this whole spiel. Finally, I messaged him back, and I kind of, I was snippy. And I told him, I said, look, I'm sick. I am sick in bed with the flu, which, no, but he didn't need to know that. And I said, do you have any respect at all whatsoever? And I just went on and I said, look, I know for a fact that my videos are being viewed. I said, I have this many subscribers. I get so many views. And I told him flat out how many views, the most views I've gotten on videos. And he told me I was still doing something wrong, that people weren't watching. Really? And I told him, I said, look, I don't do this to, basically, I'm going to be honest. It started out because I have depression. It started out being a way for me to try to get over being an introvert and get over my depression and my shyness. And I told him, I said, I don't do this, to make a business out of it. Do I want to make money from my channel? Sure, eventually. But, it doesn't matter. And, well, he kind of was rude about it. And I told him he was being rude. And he emailed me a really, really long email afterwards and was kind of rude to me. And I told him, I said, look, if you're going to continue this, I'm going to block you from my channel and I will report you. I said, I don't know who you are. I've Googled you. I've never seen you before. You're, whatever. And yeah. So he kind of put me in a very not so nice mood yesterday at all. But anyway, so I wasn't going to do a video today. I had every intentions of not doing a video today. And now that I'm not coughing so much and, blowing my nose so much, I can talk and be understood. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do this, even though I told you I wasn't going to. And it's just my prerogative. I can change my mind. So I changed my mind. So here we are. Good morning, afternoon, whatever. If you're new, welcome. And we're going to get started after I've gone on my little rant, and I'm sorry. Okay. So yesterday, excuse me, I might cough every now and then. Sorry. All right, yesterday we're going to start with stitching. I only did 321 stitches yesterday. I did not feel the greatest. I found out why. This always happens to me when I get sick. I feel like crap all day long on Friday, and then last night I woke up, or yesterday morning after I recorded video, I had so many coughing fits, it wasn't funny. And I just couldn't stop blowing my nose, and I got all kind of, you know, bleh, feeling gross and stuff. And after I got done the 321 stitches, I was like, you know what, I just don't feel like doing anything else anymore. So I ended up taking a nap, and I'm even surprised I went to bed as early as I did. And I slept. Okay, so I didn't do any stitching Friday. I don't know why I didn't put that down. If I did, wait a minute. No, I didn't. Okay. 321 stitches yesterday. Now I will tell you, I am doing this on 25 count, and I'm doing 10th stitch, which I'm doing 2 over 1. This is where I am now. Right now I'm doing all one color on this one page, but I'm sorry, I don't have anything to block it. But this is where I am. And I'm only doing the one color right now, and then after I finish this row, I'm gonna start on another color and get that filled in a little bit. Okay, so I don't know why I put stitching and not stitches. Jeez. All right, so I recorded video yesterday. I was going to do Christmas stitching, but I woke up about an hour ago, and I said, you know what, I can do this starting next week, because I'm kind of trying to get I'm trying to get the routine, the schedule worked out, and for, you know, stitching and stuff, and I want to make sure yeah, that I try to, you know, stick to it, because I'm not the greatest. Okay, so now, I'm going to do Plan With Me's on Monday instead of Sunday. I need to write that down instead of there. Okay. All right, so all right, now reading wise, because it was the readathon, I did finish a book, and I got the second book started. I did finish Termination Orders, which I think I told y'all yesterday. I don't remember, because, you know, brain fog when you're sick. And I started Silent Assassin, and I think I'm not sure how far I am in it. I think I'm like a little under halfway. I don't know. I'm gonna listen to it today and start the next book. I have a bunch of books on my Hoopla that I had, I guess, a couple of days ago before the readathon, had, you know, checked out, and I'm gonna yeah, try to get those read this weekend and so forth. Okay, so let's see, I'm stopped at, I think it was like 30, 40, I'm gonna say 40%, because I don't remember at all whatsoever. I don't know. I have no clue. All right. So now, all right. Yesterday, when Excuse me. All right. Stuff I did yesterday after, even though, I mean, besides stitching. I did start feeling a little bit better. And the kids did some of the housework, and then because they helped me out. It wasn't like anything major that needed to be done. And they just did, you know, they swept, they excuse me, they swept, and they, you know, normal stuff like take the garbage out, they swept, they did the dishes for me. Because the museum, I'm the one that does the dishes, and especially in the morning after breakfast. And so then they, you know, excuse me. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, and of course, you know, I stitched, and then I started watching Stargate on Prime. I started with season 1. So, let's see, season 1. And now, let's see what else. Y'all know what Comic-Con is, right? Okay. I jinxed myself. Sorry. Justin comes out yesterday morning. I don't have to work today. Okay. That's fine. He's like, I won't be home until like 5 or 6 o'clock though. I was like, well, where are you going? And he told me, he says, I'm going to Comic-Con. And I was like, really? And he says, yeah, Mom, but it's not the Comic-Con that you would see, like the cast from Supernatural, you know, the cast from, you know, Star Trek, whatever. And I was like, okay. So he went, and it was only like a half an hour away. And so he went, and I texted him at some point asking him, you know, are you having fun? And he was like, or no, I'm sorry. He texted me. And he's like, Mom. And then it was ... And I was like, okay, did I miss a message somewhere? So I went into my text messages, and as soon as I did that, he sent another message, and he says, you know TJ from Power Rangers Turbo and In Space? And I was like, okay. Mind you, I've watched Power Rangers with all my children. Oh my God, you have no idea. And I was like, yeah, son. And he's like, he's here. Like, what? He's like, yeah, he's here. And he's just, and I was like, can't you just take a picture standing, you know, away from him? And he was like, I can try. So I never got the picture. And I was like, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, no. I was like, wow, okay. Mind you, I am not a Power Ranger fan, okay? But, but all my kids, my oldest daughter, Ariel, Justin, Miranda, Skylar, not so much, okay? But the other 3, you know, they, yeah. So I've watched it, every single one of them. I've watched almost every single Power Ranger TV show, Lost in Space, you know, Time Force, whatever. And I'm just like, and I am not, you know, mind you, I'm not a Power Ranger fan, okay? But when you have children at home, so I was kind of shocked. I was like, you're serious, right? And so I said, well, can you get a picture? Now, when I asked him to do this, I didn't ask him to go stand in the line. So he was going to go stand in the line, but oh my gosh, they wanted to pay. Basically, if you wanted a picture of him, you had to pay for it. And I said, couldn't you just stand away from him and just take the picture? He's like, no. I was like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, I was like, that's the only person that was there. He's like, yeah, that was really it. And I said, did you know of anything else? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And they had fun. They had a little hiccup, but they had fun. And in the meantime, yesterday, Freya and Athena, I guess at some point, were wrestling around, and Freya scratched Athena. I didn't notice this. So, she... I'm sorry. So, anyway, we're sitting there, and Skylar comes on, he looks at me, he says, Mom, so what? What's wrong with Athena's eye? And I looked at her, and she had it shut. This is exactly, she was going around like this with her eye shut. And I was like, oh my God, really? So I really thought there was something wrong with her. And look, I picked her up. I looked at her, and at first I thought I saw, how they get the gunk in her eye when, and I was like, okay. So Miranda comes out, and she looks at him, and she's like, no, she's got clear stuff coming out of her eye. Well, she wouldn't let me wipe her eye. I sat there and tried to put, a warm compress on it because it did look a little swollen, like in here. So I ended up calling the emergency vet. And when the emergency vet was like right close to me, and he showed up, and he looked at her, and he said, I don't see anything. We didn't see anything. He didn't see anything. There wasn't anything wrong with her. She was acting fine, so forth. And so I was like, well, how much do I owe you for this? And he's like, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. And I know the person. I know the vet. And because he and I went to high school. I was like, are you sure? And he's like, I'm fine. If you could see some of the things that I see, this is minor. There's not, he couldn't even see anything. He didn't even see the scratch. And I was like, okay. So this morning, we get up, and I'm sitting out here, and I'm drinking, my coffee, and Miranda comes out with Freya, and she, gets down and pets Athena, and she's like, I know why. I was like, why? She's been scratched. This is after Miranda got really upset when Justin and Skylar said she could have been scratched in her face by Freya. She was getting upset, getting all, huffy, pissy, whatever. And so she sat here and she started crying. And she says, Mom, I feel bad now. And I was like, honey, it's not your fault. They, I've told you guys so many times how many times they like to run up and down and chase each other and wrestle with each other. And I said, sweetie, it's probably from her wrestling Athena, and she scratched her, and Athena got mad and whatever. I said, but we're going to have to try to get Freya, excuse my language for being such a little bitch to her, because I'm not going to have Athena getting scratched again. So, she felt bad. And now, this morning I looked at her, and you can see the little mark. And I've kept Freya away from her this morning. I bopped her in the nose a couple of times. I bopped her on the butt, and I sprayed her. And I told her, I said, you need to stay away from her. I mean, you're not going to be mean to her, because if not, yes, I'm hot. Sorry. Even though the fan's on. So, yeah, that's been my excitement. As for me telling y'all yesterday that I wasn't going to record today, I changed my mind. let's put it this way. Now that I've gotten myself back into a routine of recording every morning and not skipping days, I just felt kind of weird when I woke up this morning and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm not recording the video today. And then I was like, no, now that I've, kind of got myself situated, I feel kind of weird. Even though I missed a day the other day, it doesn't feel right. So, and I know Friday, I couldn't do it because I was really sick. Okay, so anyway, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm going on and on, ranting and raving this morning. I'm sorry. Okay. So, I finished. I need to write this down because all right. Justin went to Comic-Con. Let's see. Okay, today. Oh, goodness. Today. All right. So, have the kids Miranda and Justin, or Skylar, excuse me, help out. And in case y'all don't realize, Skylar and Miranda aren't the only ones that do anything. Justin does help when he gets home. So, he, excuse me, he does do stuff at night, that I need him to do, and he does help out. And he's been very, very helpful for the last couple of days. He felt kind of bad for me all weekend. He's like, Mom, I'm sorry. I was like, all right. And he even brought me a big thing of ramen noodles home from work. And he's like, here, this ought to help make you feel better. And I was like, okay. So it did help. All right. Do housework. Then I need to stitch. I'm going to stitch, not need to stitch. Audiobooks. Then and whoops. And let's see. I need to make, I lost my floss list that I needed to order my CXC floss for, and I lost that. So now I've got to sit back down and do that. Make new list. Yeah, I'm kind of mad at myself. I don't know what I did with it. I thought it was in my planner. And I was like, are you serious right now? Couldn't find it. I was like, okay, where'd it go? Don't know what happened to it. So I've got to sit down today and make a whole new list. Okay, now, because I started Stargate last night, gotta start, whoops, let's see, Stargate, and I only got through like 2 episodes, and then I will, Yeah. Goodness. And I got paid a compliment yesterday. I went to run over to the convenience store that's like right next to our apartment complex. And because we have two, one across the street and one right. So I didn't feel like, trying to cross the street. I still kind of felt, kind of all out of sorts, sort of. And I went to get a pack of cigarettes. And mind you, I have the gray streak up here. I think it's kind of funny, but, And I got carded. And he's like, can I have your birth date? And I was like, sure. So I gave it to him, and he says, you don't look like you're that old. I said, how old did you think I was? And he says, 30? I was like, no. And I said, the gray hair doesn't give it away? He's like, no. He says, I've seen people that have gray hair. He's brand new. And I was like, hey, I understand, but no, it's not. I'm not. And he's like, you're not offended? I was like, no, it's a compliment. Hey, I mean, he's like, okay. He's like, well, and I told him thank you, and I said, please don't feel bad. And he's like, well, somebody got mad at me earlier because he had, I guess, carded somebody that was like 70 years old. And I just laughed, and I was like, let me guess, they didn't look it. And he's like, no. He says, but I still have to do it because it's my job. I said, I totally understand. So he was, I told him, I said, don't feel bad. Don't ever feel bad about doing that. It is not, if people can't understand that, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So that's all I have today. So I'm going to stop, and I will get off of here so that I can get my day started and try to wake up and all that good junk. And even though I am kind of awake, but still get some more coffee in me and get some stuff started. And I will see everybody tomorrow. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye, everybody.